Hi. So this last video is actually going to be about resources and academic supports. Okay. The different resources that you have available to you here at the school. Okay. Um, Emotional or social resources or support. Oftentimes you can reach out to your counselor for stuff like that. But when it comes to academic supports, let's talk about those. Okay. So a big question is, what if I struggle freshman year? Okay, guys, that is okay. It is okay to struggle freshman year. You know what I mean? We don't expect you to be perfect. And honestly, out of all years, freshman year is probably the most difficult. You're coming from middle school to high school, which is a big transition. It's a lot different when it comes to grading, when it comes to your classes, when it comes to your school environment, and stuff like that. It's okay to struggle freshman year, but what is not okay is to struggle in silence. Okay, it's okay to struggle, but not in silence. And by that, I mean you need to ask for help if you are struggling. Okay, it's okay to not understand something. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to, have difficulties with things. But if you need help, then let us help you. Ask for help, reach out. Okay. So here are some of your academic resources. This first one is the biggest one, okay? Talk to your teachers. Talk to your teachers. That's what I mean when I say don't struggle in silence. Advocate for yourself. I always say, like, teachers did not become teachers to not help you because they don't like kids and they just want to see you fail. That is not why teachers became teachers. Teachers oftentimes want to know how to better support you. Or when you ask a question, they're like, yes, okay, let's figure it out. Or things like that. Advocate for yourself for when you need it. Email your teachers. Stay after class for a minute and talk to them. Reach out to them. See if you can Zoom, all that kind of stuff. Talk to your teachers. A lot of these, or all of your teachers, have office hours right now. Find out what those office hours are and request a meeting with them. If you're struggling, talk to them. They're going to be your biggest help, your biggest cheerleaders, your biggest support is your teachers. Okay. Next is Skyward. You should be checking Skyward at least on a weekly basis. Take charge of your grades. Check in and see how you're doing with your grades. I'm going to say, sometimes you see like, oh my gosh, that's a missing assignment. And you might have turned that in. I'm going to tell you right now, your teachers are human. There's a way to go about it and talk to your teachers and say, hey, you know what? I think I turned this assignment in right here, you see. And then you can talk about that with your teacher. So teachers are human. Sometimes they miss something. We all do, right? So if you think you turned something in and it's showing as missing in Skyward, let them know. Don't look back 3 months later and where they, you and as well as your teacher can't find it. So check Skyward and make sure you're keeping up with your grades, your assignments, what's due, and all that kind of stuff. Okay. And then ninth grade success, what you're in right now. This is a great opportunity for you to study, to get organized, to use that teacher for support. Okay. This is meant as a time for you to get help and use it wisely. Okay. So also Wednesday tutoring hours. So on campus from 9 to 11 on Wednesdays, we have tutoring in the commons, so where you eat lunch. Okay, and there's also buses available for that. If you have any questions about the buses for tutoring, email your counselor and we can talk about that as well. So we have those couple hours on Wednesdays where you can even rearrange to meet with a teacher or get help from a tutor in the commons. Okay. And then your Google Classroom, you should be checking this daily, making sure you're submitting assignments. What I hear sometimes from teachers is like they hit submit and sometimes it's blank or they're sharing the assignment instead of actually turning in the assignment on your Google Doc. Things like that are really important. So you might have thought you turned it in and you shared it with your teacher, but you actually didn't submit it in Google Classroom. Those are the little things. So it'll show as missing in Skyward. Make sure you're checking your Google Classroom daily, making sure you're not turning in blank assignments or all that kind of stuff. Your Google Classroom is huge this year for your assignments, especially in this virtual time, okay? And same thing if you're on Apex. Make sure you are checking into your digital classes, toggling between that Google Classroom, making sure you're getting through all your Apex assignments. Apex is for those digital students, okay? But making sure daily you're putting the time into those Google Classroom assignments and making sure you're turning in everything correctly. Okay, so there's a lot of academic resources available to you. I think the hugest ones are talking to your teachers, Take advantage of tutoring hours. Take advantage of those office hours. Get the help that you need, right? This is your education and you deserve to have a good one. If you're struggling or if you don't understand, that is so okay. And that's expected. It's expected of you, right? We don't expect you to know everything. That's why you go to school, right? So ask for help when you need it, okay? And same thing, you could talk to your teachers, you could talk to your counselors, but talk to someone about it and reach out. Sometimes students get nervous to talk maybe in person. Wait till after class and talk to a teacher, right? You don't have to raise your hand in the middle of class. Sometimes it's just those little moments or emailing your teacher or seeing them during office hours that can be really, really helpful when it comes to you being successful in class. But advocate for yourself, advocate for your education, okay? So those are just a little bit about your academic resources. You can be successful in high school. Sometimes it's more difficult, but you have the tools and the power to be successful in your classes. You can do it. We want to help you. We are your cheerleaders. We are here for you. You can do it. Okay, so that's just a little bit about your academic success.